All right, hello and welcome to today's call. We're going to go over quite a few things here, and we're going to keep this down to about 30 minutes. So bear with me here as I go through a whole lot of great information. My name is Joshua Fuchs. For those of you who don't know me, I've been in the finance industry for over 17 years, and what I'm about to show you is something I've never really seen ever. Quite frankly, it's quite fascinating, and I've been in this space, this new space of cryptocurrency, which is something I'm going to talk about here, for about the last 10 months to a year, and really diving in and learning about it. And, as I've done so, I've come across some pretty phenomenal opportunities. And that's what we're here talking about today is one of those amazing opportunities provided through a company called USI Technologies. Now, in the next few minutes, we're going to show you how to retire in just a few years and how you could earn substantial returns on your own money or somebody else's money if that's the case. And if you'd like to be proactive and refer people with this particular product and company, you can, and it'll help you reach your goal of a faster retirement. You can also earn from referrals with zero out of pocket expense, which means you can join up, you can turn around and get started with no money out of pocket and start earning money right away. And again, this presentation is simply a roadmap to the retirement income that you would like to achieve and that you deserve, right? So there's what is USI? USI is a technology company that specializes in the development of auto trading software in the Forex markets with large clients worldwide, such as hedge funds and massive, institutional banks. They've been doing this for the last 10 plus years. And what they've decided to do recently within the last year is they're like, you know what? This cryptocurrency space is really growing and we want to get in on the Bitcoin run. So what they've done is they've created the trading software to now start trading Bitcoin, Bitcoin, and also working off of mining contracts. So we're going to talk about what that is in a brief moment. They've created what's called the BTC, also short for Bitcoin, package for a worldwide market, which allows you to earn 140% or more on your money within 140 business days. So the returns are very substantial, and I know that sometimes it can seem a little bit hard to believe, but I'm going to show you exactly how they're doing that. But first, we need to take the room and separate you out here, not to segregate. But we're gonna attempt to show you that there's two types of people on this call. One, you're going to be either a passive buy and hold investor, somebody that's a customer, somebody that wants to just use this to enhance your wealth over time on autopilot, something that you can download the mobile app and check and see where things are at, go online and see where your portfolio is growing. The other person is going to be an active investor, somebody who does not only the buy and hold, but shares this with others, which is also known as an agent. You're going to participate actively helping other investors bring in their money and buy BTC packages and invest. And for doing that, USI is going to pay you commissions. So you're either one of these two, and no matter where you're at in one of these two, it doesn't matter. We're just glad you're here and that you're willing to take a look at this amazing vehicle that I'm about to share with you. Now, what you're looking at right now is a screenshot of a company called Coinbase. They're an e-wallet company, and what they do is they allow you to buy Bitcoin and sell Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. So as you can see, this is one of my accounts because I have several. Bitcoin price at the time of this was 25. It's about 27.50 now. Um, However, you can see recent activity, Bitcoin, a $7.67 transaction. Well, wait a minute. If Bitcoin's $2,584, how could you have done a transaction for $7.67? Well, that's a great question. And that's because Bitcoin can be broken down into one millionth of a Bitcoin. So you know how like a dollar can be broken down into 100 pennies? Well, one Bitcoin can be broken down into one millionth. So big capability to break down and use this as true currency, which a lot of countries are actually legalizing this and recognize it as a legitimate world currency along with Ethereum. And they're looking at making Ethereum or Bitcoin, depending on the country, they're looking at making this their actual country currency, which is a huge deal to get rid of your own currency and now implement new digital currency, which is what cryptocurrency is digital money. That's amazing. Now that there's a lot behind that, and I'm going to show you a video real quick. It's a quick 1-minute video on what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is. So let's take a quick watch.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy.
So, in a nutshell, Bitcoin has a lot of great benefits to it. Because it's non-centralized and it's peer-to-peer, as you can see, there are very low fees. It's super fast. You can get your money in minutes, not days. And at the same time, or typically minutes to hours, depending on the transaction, anywhere in the world. And again, your fees are very minimal. So if you're trying to send money to China, let's say you're a business owner, you're trying to send money to China to buy a bunch of containers of inventory, you're able to do that really quick with no crazy fees that you would pay the banks to transfer that over there. So there's a lot of great benefit to it, and that's why it's beginning to grow rapidly. Now, what USI's done is they're like, hey, we want to get on this bandwagon. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the BTC package, which allows you to participate in the profits from their Bitcoin trading through the trading platform and the Bitcoin mining contracts that they have. So it's a combination of the two that allows you to mining. For those of you that don't know what that is, as you saw in that video, miners are the peer-to-peer people that are out there, supercomputers that validate the transaction and make the network more secure. So we need miners out there. Miners are a great thing to have because as miners mine and transaction activity increases, then more Bitcoin can be released to the miners from the storage. Now, Bitcoin will only ever have 21 million Bitcoin released ever. And they expect that to happen and hit 21 million by 2050 or so. But the only way to actively release those are through transactions, right? As transaction activity increases, more miners are mining. And as miners mine and approve those transactions, they're compensated from that untapped amount of Bitcoin, which I think that's why this system is so phenomenal, because the way that it was designed is to always keep a demand for these types of coins. And so USI wants to capitalize that on the Forex market now, along with the mining, and combined it. And because they're able to do this very successfully, they've opened it up to the mom and pops like us that says, hey, if you invest with us, we're going to give you 140% on your Bitcoin. You're going to earn roughly anywhere from 0.70 to 1.25% every day for 5 days, 5 business days a week, for a total of about 140 days. So you'll get 140% and 140 business days, which is about 6 months, compounding daily. Now, the nice thing is they have what's called auto rebuy feature, which allows you to use compounding interest, or the compounding effect, to compound your daily earnings to instantly rebuy new packages as you accumulate enough money to buy a package. Now, you can start with USI Tech with as little as $60, and you can join for free, and you don't even have to, you don't even have to buy a BTC package to participate as an agent. You're one of those two people, whether you're a buy and hold investor or you're an agent. If you want to be an agent and you want to refer this and earn your BTC packages, that's a total option for you. However, the compounding effect, we typically see people get started with 12 BTC packages, which I've got an example for you here. Now, let's take a look at how this works. Now, if you purchase 20 BTC packages, which is about $1,140 US dollars or 1,000 euros, because they do everything off of euros, you've got 140 working days, roughly 6 months. Your return on capital at a Bitcoin value, it would be $1,600 return on your 1140 original investment. That's just in 6 months. That's just set it, forget it, let it do its thing. And now I turn around, I'm like, wow, I just made, 460 bucks. Pretty easy. I like that. Didn't do anything for it. Wonderful. Let's do it again. Now, this also doesn't include the value change of Bitcoin growing and going up. So what if you do what most people do and start out with 12 BTC packages for about 700 US dollars today? You let it automatically compound using your daily earnings to buy more BTC packages. In 1 year, you would have 69 BTC packages worth almost 3,900 on your original $700 investment. Now, where in the world can you go get solid compounding returns like this without really having to do a lot? I mean, you're growing this thing pretty rapidly. Now imagine what you could do over more time. And I'm going to show you what's called a rebuy calculator that's located on your back office dashboard that's used as a planning tool. So when maybe you come into a little bit of money, maybe you know are looking at options like, okay, I've got a HELOC, I could take some money out of here. How would this compound out, and how much would this make me if I use this versus, what are some options that I have here? And we can go over that with you as well, since I have a company, Wealth Advocates, that's all we do. But get back to the person that invited you for more information on that. But I'm going to show you right now what the rebuy calculator looks like. But before I do that, I need you to understand how compounding interest works. Now, Einstein said the greatest creation to man ever was compounding interest. He is absolutely, I 100% agree with this guy, because it can work against you or work for you. 90% of the time it's working against you, working for somebody else. Let's say your credit card company, your auto loan company, your mortgage company. Let's look at this mortgage. You've got a $250,000 loan mortgage, right? That's what you're paying on. You pay $1,200 a month. It makes it affordable for you to own that beautiful home. Well, let's say for example purposes, you never refinance that home ever again and you're on a 30-year fixed, right? 4.5%, 30-year fixed, everything's kosher. In 30 years, because what people don't know is mortgages are pre-front loaded with interest that compounds daily. So as it compounds daily, it's accumulating a lot more money that you would have to pay over time. So for this example, you would have paid over $432,000 for that same $250,000 loan because of the compounding interest working against you. What USI Tech has done is found a way to make it work for you. And let's take a look at this example. You start out with 20 BTC packages, roughly 1,140 US dollars. You set it up to where it's auto rebuying for 1 full year. So you start day one, 20 BTC packages. That's 1,000 euro or 1,140 US dollars. 78 packages will be accumulated by the time you hit 6 months, 140 days. That's 2910. $2,910 versus your original 1140. Now you let that continue to go for another 6 months. So you're at 1 full year with 126 packages. You're at 106 packages more than you started with a total BTC package value of around 5,750 US dollars in comparison to your original $1,140 investment. That is amazing, folks. People's IRAs, people's 401ks, there's a lot of investments out there that are not performing this fantastically. The cool thing is that there's some ways at the end I'm going to show you how to fund this that could be an investment in an investment. So let's take a look at that calculator. Let's say you buy 100 packages. Now I'm going to go right here and I'm going to show you what 100 packages costs at about 57 bucks. You're going to see that it's a $5,700 investment. This money could come from your IRA. This money can be, pulled out from your life insurance, cash values, as a loan. There's a lot of ways we could fund this. And let's take a look at what it does in 1 year. So you've accumulated off of 100 packages on auto rebuy 597 packages. Let's say you're just the buy and hold customer, right? You don't want to share this with anybody. You want to be like a ninja and be silent, be still, and have this work for you on your own time, right? Well, you're not doing anything to compound this. The system's doing it, but you just went from 100 BTC packages at $5,700 to $597. That's 10.26 Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as of right now, is 2,700 times 10.26 is roughly 27,702 on a $5,700 investment in 1 year. That is freaking amazing, if you ask me. Now, that's just 1 year. What if you decided to say, nope, letting it roll for a couple years before I even touch this thing? So now you're over here. You've got 2,208 total packages at the end of 2 years, 520 working days. Now you've got 38.2 Bitcoin. So I take 38.2 times it by 2,700. That, my friends, is compounding effect working for you by the drones. This is just amazing. And we're seeing it happen day in and day out with people on our, within our organization that we've referred, that we've helped, refer, and through our own earnings. It's insane how fast that you can get to 100 on just 12 Bitcoin. Just on 12 Bitcoin. This could be you. This 103,000 could be you. Now, if you times that 0.01, you're making $1,031 a day, Tuesday through Saturday or Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. So that would be times 5 times 4, 20,000 a month. 20,000 a month is what you'd be paid out daily if you just decided at 2 years, I'm done. I want to cap this off. No more auto rebuy. I want to liquidate. You get 20 grand a month for roughly almost 6 months, right? Roughly. Because 38.2 times 2,700, 103. So now let's take a look at this and let's see what happens in 2 years. Well, in 2 years, Bitcoin's not going to be $2,700. What if Bitcoin was $7,500? So now I take 38.2 times 7,500. Holy smokes, now we're talking. This is what I'm talking about. You see, the volatility in the market can work to our benefit. The ability for Bitcoin, it's only going to go up. It has its ups and downs based on trades and large amounts of money being sold and bought and that kind of thing. But it's always going to go up. In fact, there's a lot of professionals, hedge funds, billionaires out there that foresee it to hit 10,000, 50,000, or even $100,000 of Bitcoin or higher within the next 3 years. The next 3 years. What if this was $100,000 just to blow your mind? Yeah, 3.8 million. That's where this is going. So it's something that we feel everybody should have some kind of investment in, whether it's a large one or a small one, getting started and letting it see how it works for you. And this particular page breaks it down on different levels. So let's talk about 25. You're putting $1,425 in, but after a year, you've got an $8,100 value, right? You're making $82 a day. That's roughly $1,700, $1,800 a month. Now, after year 2, you jump that to $30,000 in value, $301 a day, and $6,600 a month. That's massive growth with you not really doing anything. Now, imagine if you shared this with people and you went from 25 and in a month or two you jumped to 50 and now you're over here, and then you did this again for 6 months and now you have 200 of your own packages that you didn't buy right? You started with 25 and you earned your way to get 200. Maybe you bought 50 and earned the extra 150 through referrals and commissions and auto buys. Now you're at 200. Let's look at this. Now you have 1,202 packages after a year. That's 67,000 in value, $673 a day. How many days would you need to be able to live off of comfortably? That's 14,809 a month, 21 Bitcoin roughly. After year 2, this is pretty awesome. You have 4,452 packages, 250, $250,000 basically, $2,493 a day. How many of those days would you need to live comfortably while you let the rest compound and grow for you? That's a cumulative of $54,000 a month in revenue back to you if you chose to say, you know what, I'm going to put this on no rebuy, 0%, 100% paid out to me. You'd make $54,000 a month for 5-6 months. Now, why would you do that? I would take 3-4 of my payments, set them aside, and put the rest on auto compounding. And now you're going to be living off the interest. You're going to be living off the interest. You don't have to work again if you don't want to. What if you took this out for 5 years? That number gets pretty astronomical, and I'm not going to show it to you, but we're happy to show you, the person that got you to this call today, have them show you on their calculator what that looks like. It's pretty phenomenal. So this could be easily you right here if you either invested 11,400 from an IRA or took a life value, life policy cash value loan out against your life policy, or you just paid cash or put it on a credit card or however you wanted to do it. This could be you. This could be you if you only started here or even lower and decided to be an agent. I want to share this with other people. There's no licensing requirements to be an agent, to just share this with folks. So if you do decide to do that, this could be you as well. So don't think that can't not be you, because it very well can be. Now, how do you buy this? When you get signed up for free, you'll have access to be able to identify yourself, load your ID and everything else, and then you'll be able to buy Bitcoin right here through the shop button. You just click here. You can buy through Bitcoin, or you can purchase over a to pay for you wallet. So again, we can help you set this up, or the person that got you to this video can help you, or to this call today can help you set this up. So when you share it with others, you earn commissions. This is what it looks like. As a registered partner and agent, you get paid 10% on anybody you refer directly. And then anybody they refer directly, you get paid 3%. So you get paid down 2 levels. Now, let's say you start to grow a pretty large organization and you're starting to see people come in at level 3, level 4, level 5, and you're like, dang, I've got all these people popping in at these other levels. Well, then all you have to do is to be an agency. So you went from an agent to an agency partner. Now, instead of getting paid 2 levels, you just buy the Forex software for a one-time fee of €600, roughly $700, and you turn around and now you're able to have all of these levels. Now, the key is you have to have 12 Bitcoin packages personally purchased, and you have to have 2 personally sponsored investors who've also bought 12 BTC packages minimum. Once you do that, then you can buy the license and you're activated on all these levels. So now you can get paid 3% from levels 2 to level 9, or 2 to level 8, and then from level 9 to 12, 1%. That is massive. How many more packages? Like I said, if I go back to this slide, how many packages? Let's say you bought 25, but then you went out and told a ton of people that really followed you and were like, wow, this is amazing. I like this. This is a great place for me to hold my money. Boom, you get to 200. Now you're on this track right here. And it isn't going to take you long to start accumulating. Even if you needed to siphon off a couple days here, I'm going to siphon off a couple days. It'll change these numbers down here a little bit, but you're still able to make earnings off of this if you want. It doesn't have to always be in an auto rebuy. Now, let me tell you something that I haven't talked about yet. When you have everybody doing what you're doing and they're auto rebuying, because it's the smart way to use compounding interest to your favor, right? Every auto rebuy that people do that you've directly sponsored, you get 10% on every single package they buy, whether they personally buy or if it's an auto rebuy in the software. That is Massive. I want you to understand how quick you can easily go from 25 to 200 rather quickly. In fact, I'm going to show you a back office where that happened pretty fast. A guy went from 25 to 50 in a matter of a few days. He bought 56, and then he went from 56 to well over 700 plus packages by just recruiting people, by just sharing this with other people that want to invest. So again, it's very, very huge. Now, they've got a mobile app that allows you to track your activities, your portfolio, how many packages you have. If you want to track individual packages, you got to go online to do that. I'll show you what your back office looks like here when doing that. But this is just a quick app that shows you what the activity is, how many people you've referred, and how many people those people have referred, how many total BTC packages you have personally, how many you've got directly, how many people you've enrolled directly that bought packages, and then how many your entire team has as an agent, member, or agency. So then it breaks down your commissions as well. So very, very user-friendly app. And then when you log into your online, this is Jay, this is one of our team members. The guy is amazing, man. Look at this. He's got over 719 packages and he started with 56. And all he's done is he went and directly recruited 33 of his buddies that have retirements. Jay's pushing retirement age, and he knows a lot of people that are from all over the board, different age brackets, all of them that are looking to invest in a retirement, like build their retirement, have something worth you know having in the future that can pay them long term and help them cover their costs, right? Just as a retirement strategy. He's totally taken the retirement strategy approach, and he's gotten over from 56 packages. He's had this on auto rebuy and has earned over 17 Bitcoin in total commissions, right? So he's had 10.6 in commissions only, and then a 6.6 on return on capital from his original investment. So this gentleman has really cranked the numbers quite well. 719 packages, 8,200 in his entire group. So knowing how I was telling you, go from 50 to 200, Jay is a perfect example. He went from 56 to 719. 719. He lets this out and ride for, he lets us ride for a year. That's going to be probably close to 2,000 plus packages on autopilot. The best part is he started with 56, and all of these have been accumulated through the commissions on auto rebuy. So he's using it even further, that leverage, and you can too. So the Morocco incentive, this just shows you whether you've been able to win a trip to Spain or not. He has clearly won that trip to Spain. He's going to Spain, him and his wife, fully paid by USI Tech. You guys can do that as well. They do have some incentives, a car bonus, Spain trip incentive, a lot of great stuff based on being an active agent. Again, it's not required. It's not required that you have to buy any BTC package to be an agent. You can join for free and you can start sharing this with other people. And as they enroll and you earn commissions, you can use that to buy your BTC packages. It is a beautiful thing. Now on this page, our general settings, this is where you set up how to auto rebuy your particular packages. You can do it no rebuy, or you can do it on 100% or 10% increments in between. So you have the ability to set it all to rebuy for maximum compounding of your BTC packages. And then you can change the percentage from 0 to 100% whenever you want, 10 times a day. It doesn't matter, where you can withdraw your earnings anytime, which are paid in Bitcoin multiple times a day. So very powerful stuff. And as I'm wrapping this up here, I just want to show you a couple pages of each individual package and how you can actually track every single package individually. So going back to Jay's, he's got a wallet. He originally bought 6, and then he was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna go and buy. He originally bought 46, and then he went back in and bought 6 more after that. So he's a total like 52 packages. And so then what he did is he just started seeing how these were auto rebuy. Boom, 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 boom. He started having all these auto rebuys on his particular system, and that's how he's got up to 714 BTC packages. Now these blue links here at the blue arrow, if you click on it, it opens up right here and it gives you all the details on that package, that one package, and how many is in that package. So this one's 96.74% paid out. This is how much has been paid, 6 packages, how much earnings you've made, what the fee is, and then down here is the daily payout, which if I scroll down here, this is the daily payout. This tells you this was paid on Saturday at 103, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Pays out. All the percentages are over here. You can see they vary, they adjust based on the market and what's going on. But it's fully transparent. You can add up all your BTC package payouts and figure out exactly how much you've earned in Bitcoin. So it gives you transparency to track what your earnings are and for how many days you're being paid. So that way, if there's any days missing, you could contact support and be like, hey, why wasn't I paid on these days? Makes it a very, very beautiful thing. Now, here's some different ideas and ways for you to fund a BTC package investment if this is something that you really feel that this is what that right up your alley that you want to do. And again, you can get in at any level. You can get in for free and you can earn your way to buy BTC packages, or you can do what a lot of other people do and they dip their toe in and they buy 12 or more and start there. And as they see this work over a month or two, they buy more and then they buy more and then they auto buy. So again, cash, credit card, you could use your cash value life insurance where you can take a loan out on your policy, a Roth IRA or a regular IRA. You could do a self-directed 401k, personal loan, home equity line of credit, or you can sign up for free and like I said, refer people and buy your BTC packages through your commissions. It's really entirely up to you and where you can afford to get started. For those that are active agents that really want to build this thing, it could be such a game changer for you in your future and building that retirement so much faster. Taking a look at what Jay did, he is a perfect example of how you can take a short amount of BTC packages or a smaller amount of BTC packages and make it into a huge, huge amount of BTC packages. And he, being on that 5 year plan, is going to auto rebuy all the time, every month. And once he gets to a certain level after 2 years, he's going to start taking $10,000 a month for himself, using that for whatever he wants to cover his lifestyle while he's still making a ton of money in his retirement. So please note that this is for a lot of people. I know it's not for everybody. Those that don't get it, that don't understand it, that don't want to have anything to do with it, that's fine. But for those that do, and those that want to learn more, if you're still not quite on, if you're still on the fence, get back to the person that sent you. Have them make sure that they send you the due diligence page with all the information we put together for you so that you can get comfortable and can get started, because this is a great opportunity for those that are ready for it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here today. You can contact the person who introduced you. You can start earning approximately 1% daily in your own account, and you can join for free. Again, unlimited referral commissions of 10%. Right now, over the next couple minutes, I'm going to open this up for a Q&A. So those of you that are on this call, if you just want to unmute yourself through your little picture, you can see the unmute button. Unmute yourself and ask the question, and then say who you are, your name, and then ask your question. And then we'll probably answer about 5 questions, and then anything else that we're not able to do, we'll make sure that we get those answered for you by the person that invited you to this call. So with that, let's go ahead and take our first call.